Okay, so people who know me know I'm a little bit fickle when it comes to music. So I don't champion very many artists at all. Of today's day and age, I'm very old soul, Teddy Pendergrass, Isaac Hayes. Today's music, I don't feel has much soul, and I'm all about soul. So, of today's artists, there's probably Lewis Taylor, Tina Marie, who we've just lost, Amy, who we've lost. So when I find an artist who is an artist and not just a singer, because there's a lot of singers out there, there's not many artists. By artists I mean somebody who writes, somebody who can put music together, who can structure, who can sing, who can perform. I will get behind them, so to speak. There's very, very few I champion. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Scott Innes.
I thought you were talking about somebody else there. That introduction was way too nice for me.
How are you?
I am good, and I am working on my acting skills to pretend that I'm not cold.
I asked him if he was cold. In fact, I asked him to bring the sun with him, but
we're not going to talk about that.
We all know how tight the Scottish are, so he couldn't even be bothered to bring the sun, and it's free.
Actually, I feel bad. I'm letting the side down.
Are you?
Yeah, because Scottish people are meant to feel that, you know, we're meant to be tough.
Well, that's what this is for. Your skirt.
No, that's the hype.
Apparently. So yeah, this is Scott Innes, and he's been around for a little bit. He's been in 2 bands. One of them was Times Red. They call you the lead singer, but wasn't you all more or less on par?
I mean, behind the scenes are sort of set up, because there was actually 6 of us in Times Red. Sort of didn't really get to know about it unless they came to see us live. So our live setup was that I was the lead singer, the other 2 guys would generally sing like harmonies and backup vocals, and then the other musicians in the band. But as far as like, we like to think that it's a creative sort of melting pot. All 6 of us sort of put their ideas in, so it wasn't like I was in charge.
But now you're solo.
I am, yes, I am.
How's that? Are you feeling a bit lonely?
No, we spoke about this when we went to get coffee a second ago. That I'm quite an introverted person anyway. So
this is an artist who's a recluse.
Yeah, I am. So I spend a lot of time by myself and alone anyway. And even when I was in the band, I felt as alone as I do now.
This, you probably know, all the listeners to Soul know, the past 3 weeks we've been playing a track of Scott's each show. And you put it out on YouTube. You wanted people to vote essentially as to their favourites for you to make a video.
I mean, to be honest, that was a sort of collaborative idea between me and my manager Chris, because I've got a real sort of wealth of material that I have in my back catalogue that I'm working towards doing for a record, and I kind of didn't want to be stuck in the situation where I had so much stuff and had people asking to hear it. So I built my home studio, and I decided just to demo up as many songs as possible and then put out the first 3.
Tell me, take it slow. You move so seductively when you're there laying down in front of me.
Yes. A bit sexy.
I wasn't intentional.
Yeah, right. He's thinking, are you getting all your ex-girlfriends phone saying, is that one about me? Is that one about me? Are they getting all a bit paranoid?
No, they're not paranoid. They know exactly which ones are about them. Because it's usually like a late night phone call. So check your email. I miss you, whatever.
They are. I'll tell you what, there's not, for today's music especially, you as an artist, you don't necessarily have to be great at singing. You've got a great voice, I'm not saying that. But,
that's like...
but it's how you portray. It's the emotion in the song. You've got to connect and so on and so forth. And I've said it on the show, I believe every word that you say in your tracks.
Yeah, it's all lies.
Don't tell me that!
No,
I've been listening to that going off. I'm so sorry for you.
No,
She some tune.
It was a mutual separation. We both decided that she didn't want to be with me anymore.
No, that's part and parcel. It's the emotion of a song. People listen to artists today. They're just sitting on a computer, throwing tracks together, and there's no emotion, there's no soul, there's no heart in the tracks anymore.
To be honest, I agree, and obviously you put it a lot more eloquently than I do. I say that music lacks a bit of balls sort of these days, because I have, as well as the sort of deep, heartfelt stuff or the sexy stuff, I've got some more light-hearted material. But then I still feel like the way that I deliver it and the way that I describe a situation, the detail that I go into with the lyrics are, like for example, I've got a song called Banana Tree.
I dread to think who that one's about.
It's about the situation when you're in a relationship and you feel like it's just you and that person. It doesn't even matter what's going on in the world. So it's all about like the pet names. Thinking about it now, the song's about sex as well. So yeah, I just realised that
Have
right
you
now.
got a pet name then, Scott?
Have I?
That's carried on through a couple of girlfriends.
No, but my Staz, who was in Times Red with me before, who I lived with, who's technically he's like my little brother, because we adopted him when he was like 16. His ex-girlfriend had a nickname for me, not all of me, but
just a part of you.
Yeah.
That'll be even more.
Which I think this was actually what contributed to them breaking up, and I've no idea how she got this name.
No, I thought you was going to say it's her nickname that contributed to me doing a song called Banana Tree.
No,
So I'm getting confused.
Excaliber actually is what she used to say.
Really?
Yeah. I've
not even going to
I've genuinely no idea how. And if you're watching, I apologise, Stas. I've genuinely nothing happened.
Right. Okay. So who do you listen to? Who inspires you?
I'm at the sort of stage just now. Obviously, through my life, I've been exposed to sort of a real wealth of artists and material, and I feel like I am quite. And everyone says I'm very eclectic with music. I listen to everything. You know, I said that to my dad once. I was like, I listen to everything. He was like, oh yeah, so how you feeling about Norwegian bell music? I was like, well, I don't listen to that. He was like, well, you don't listen to everything then, do you? And I was like, so, okay, cool. So, but I loved country music when I was a kid. I loved the stories of that. I love sort of singer-songwriter artists like Alanis Morissette, because again, what you spoke about is a real
Depth.
Yeah, there's honesty in what that she writes about. But at the moment, I'm at the stage where I'm trying to develop my own self as an artist and how I present my ideas and music out to the world. So I'm listening to a lot of artists who people in the States have compared me to. So people like John Mayer, Gavin DeGraw. Have you heard Gary Clark Jr.? You need to listen to Gary Clark Jr. He's a blues artist, just come out in the States.
So many people now are having collabs, and I know you've just been out of band and stuff, but is there anybody you'd really like to have a collab?
I mean, there's a lot of, everyone always says, I'd love to write a song for Eminem or something like that, which I do. He's one of my favourites ever since I was, ever since it was actually the first record that I ever bought.
Was it?
Yeah,
Which one?
The Martha Imagine. No, I bought the first single I ever bought was the My Name Is extended
That was
single.
right in the beginning.
Yeah, and then the first album that I bought was the Martha Mathers.
Marshall Mathers.
It's cold out here, so my mouth isn't working
That's
properly.
twice he said he was cold. I asked him like 25 times if he's going to be cold.
Yeah, so as far as like a collaboration, I enjoy working with other people that are like-minded. So I think I would have to meet with another artist and maybe work with them a little bit to see, if we're on the sort of same wavelength. Because there's
See who compliments you.
exactly, because I think music as well is as much a social thing as anything else. And being a recluse, there's a lot of people that are. There we go. But I mean, from the UK, I know that you did an interview with Jane Ellis. She was around at my house. I had to record. She was doing something for Radio 1, and I recorded a sort of a live acoustic thing for her. And then while she was there, I played her a song that I had been writing and thought that it would be a good sort of
male-female conversation type song. So I think we're going to work on that.
Jade's got beautiful, I know we've talked about her tone and things like that, she's got that fuss. She reminds me of Sade.
Yeah.
Very similar to Sade.
She's very talented.
Yeah. So what comes first for you? Does the lyrics come first? Does the music come first? Because you do everything. This gentleman, he writes, he performs, he structures tracks, he produces, and he beatboxes. Don't you? That's where your Eminem thing comes from.
Well, to say I beatboxed, it was sort of like a... it was a means to an end for the track Lay It Down. I was in the studio and I had been calling up my drummer who was in Times Red, who sort of insisted that he was still wanting to be my drummer for any of my solo stuff, who's just recently got himself a girlfriend, so his free time has kind of been taken up a little bit there, which I get, I understand, so I'm no pressure on him. And I wanted drums and percussion on the track, and yeah, I do produce, but I kind of felt like I wasn't able to produce to a certain standard that would present the song in the way I wanted to, so I recorded the rhythm with my face rather than... But, yeah.
You didn't get Excalibur out?
No, I
right,
didn't.
Okay. Just saying, just asking.
I feel like I've made a mistake by bringing that up earlier.
So does the lyrics come first then?
To be honest, it's genuinely, it's a whole new experience every time I write a song. Usually the state of mind comes first, and then it depends whether or not I have a guitar or a piano next to me, and I sort of create it that way, or it's usually just that I have a thought that I need to get out, or a feeling that I need to get out, and then it just all sort of comes at once. Generally the lyric and the melody come at the same time, or the hook comes at the same time, and then it's a process when I'm in the studio where I just sort of layer things up and then take it all down. And you know, my dad actually is from a construction background, and trying to explain to him about how I create a song, it's like you draw the plans up for a house, and then you build the house, and then you knock half of it down, and then you rebuild it different, and then you knock the other bit, and it's...
That's it, like a structure of a song, that's how a song comes together, and people don't realise that you just rock and sing everything, and it's not, you've got to carry it.
I generally, though, write the first half of a song. I don't record anything when I write. I'll write something up here, and then I'll leave it for a couple of days, and then I'll come back to it, and if I still remember it, it's good. And if I don't, then I'll rewrite that part.
Right, okay. So, you're going to do a video for Falling Tumbling.
Yes.
Then what comes after that? Is that going to be like a debut single, or is it just...
No, not at all, no. I mean, for this sort of first batch of music that I have, that I want to get out there, I've got about between 40 and 50 songs that I am demoing up or having, you know, having to get to a stage to present to people, and because, you know, I mean, I'm not with a label or anything just now, I don't really have the constraints of this is your single and this is everything you do with it. I would kind of like to just, so that people stop talking about things that I've done in the past, give them enough material that when they search me out, it's not 3 songs and then they get bored, it's they can see, you know, a bit more of a breadth of what I do. So fair enough, Falling Tumbling is quite an epic, dark sort of ballad, but I want to put out enough material sort of across the board so that people know that that's not only what to expect from me. Like with Lay It Down, there's a little bit of sort of funky bluesy guitar and stuff on it, and with other songs, yeah, I was disappointed that they didn't want a video for that, because I wanted to make a video for that.
You still can. You just said you're not under any constraints. Make your own. Set your iPod up.
I can't say to people, yeah, you vote or whatever it is for your favourite song, and I'll do that, and I'll go, nah, do you know what? Screw you guys. I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
You could do 2. You could do like a double-sider or something.
I might do.
You could do a trilogy, like a box set of Scott Ian's videos.
Yeah. I don't know who would buy it.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of people that would buy it. So, but you was at the Cloud Show.
I was, yeah.
It
was good fun, that.
Yeah.
It's a bit overwhelming. From someone who's a bit of a recluse and a bit of an introverted person, to be all of a sudden surrounded by like 40,000 people every day.
Yeah, but a lot of them were beautiful people. So when you decided to become an artist, Scott, surely something in you must have said, well, I don't really want to go outside my building. Too much.
To be honest, it wasn't a conscious decision. It was more of a realization that it kind of just was who I was, and that I should kind of just stop trying to be anything else other than that. Because when I was a kid, I always sung and wrote, and actually before I wrote songs, I wrote poetry, and my love of sort of words that way, and how one word can be interpreted in a certain way. Started at a very young age, and then started to read. I mean, I'm cool with it if you are.
Okay, we moved in because it started raining and Scott was only this tall. That's what happened to me. I was 6 foot when I came in. So, Scott Innes, what do you do? You're so busy because you always see on Instagram these pictures of you in this track together, in the studio, working on this track, and things, and I will get frustrated with my guitar and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. How do you spare time?
I'm pretty hard on myself, to be honest. Yeah,
Have you got a little pain relationship with your guitar?
it's more of a frustration because it's not actually my guitar, which is a very funny story. I know a guitarist that doesn't even know how to have his own guitar just now.
You don't own your own guitar?
No, at the minute, no, I don't have any money. So this guitar, I've had it for years and years though. It was so technically it is mine, but I didn't buy it. It was a gift from another guitarist.
So it is yours, like, it's a gift?
Yeah, but is it really like?
Yeah, but if it's got your blood, sweat and tears.
It does definitely. The one that I use, I played a Gibson acoustic when I was at Ocean, and doing like 6 or 7 shows a day. Sometimes with no, because when I play, I try and play like percussively, and I tend not to use a pick. And like, all the skin gets like ripped off from there, so there's blood all over my guitar.
He's not going to want that back. So spare time now?
In my spare time, because I don't get out much, I watch a lot of movies.
Star Trek. And then Star Trek, New Generation, then Star Trek 3, and then back to the beginning again.
My dad was more into Star Trek than I was. I'm more into sort of like life and reality type stuff, or more extreme versions of life. You get a lot of inspiration, I think, from black music anyway. So if I'm wanting to work on a song about a relationship and I've maybe reached a bit of a plateau of experience, then I'll watch a few different movies that are on.
You go to start getting with a girl?
No, that's not very nice.
It's material, it's getting material.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, no, you're not my girlfriend. You're just material.
This is life experiences.
Exactly.
Well, I think you're lying.
Explain.
I think Scott has quite a bit of spare time on his hands.
Were you honest?
I think I've had a few people call me saying that they've seen you
See me where?
in the sky at night when it goes dark. And they've looked out to the sky and they've gone, is it a plane? Is it a bird? Is it Superman? No. It's only Scott Innes. And the
Alright, okay,
photographs
I'll come clean.
I've had
I am
photographs.
actually a nighttime crime fighter. I'm sorry. I wanted to keep my identity a secret for the safety of my own family and friends, but.
Well, I had photographs of this gentleman with a cape on, Budgie Smugglers, the lot. But it wasn't very clear, so I couldn't show you. So I had a photo done of you. You like Superman, don't you?
Yeah, I'm into my superheroes and stuff.
This is the closest I could get to the picture I was sent by an anonymous listener.
Thank you very much for that.
It's okay.
Thank you very much.
But your secret's safe with us. We won't tell anybody.
Yeah, don't
So,
tell anyone.
just as a disclaimer for Zone 1, I don't want any girlies throwing yourselves off buildings into burning buildings or anything like that. The Scott is a bit too busy to rescue you.
Yeah, and I only work through the day because I work in the studio at night. So.
Yeah, and his cat's in the wash.
I only crime fight between the hours of 10 and 5.
But again, don't go throwing yourselves into the canals or Bilston Market or anything like that. So, congratulations on your superhero status.
Do you know how that all started? When we were in the Times Red, the fans and stuff used to bring us like gifts to come and see shows, like when they would come and see us. And this one time, they didn't actually buy me it. They knew that I was into like sort of comic books and superheroes and all that kind of stuff. But they brought Staz a Superman t-shirt, which I immediately stole from him, and then they saw me wearing it, and then people started going, "Oh, with your glasses on, you look a bit like Clark Kent." And then ever since then, I've just been inundated with this hashtag Super Scotty stuff.
So you want to be working then?
No, I do. I'm a fan. I wouldn't say that. I mean, at one point they bought me like transfer tattoos for like a month. I had like Superman.
I saw that on
tattoos.
Instagram. As I thought it was a fan. But that was a picture of an image that was taken of you during your crime fighting hours.
It does look a little bit like me as well. The picture.
Well, that's the point. I said that's the point.
Did you draw it?
No, I just sent a picture of you. But thank you for taking the time to speak to us today.
Thank you for putting on me.
How can people find out about you, follow you?
They can get lots of information about me on my Twitter, which is @ScottInnisMusic, and then there'll be links on there to the website and Facebook, and the YouTube channel.
There's a lot of links on our page as well, which you can follow. And,
I'm not very technical, so asking me about that kind of stuff is not.
It's @ScottInnisMusic on Twitter. Instagram, I think you're the same, and YouTube, I think you're the same on all of them. But there are links all on the website to the show, and you can follow. And we'll keep you updated with the music video for Falling Tumbling, and keep in touch with him, don't we? But get to know if you don't know him.
Come down and check out Riverside Studios, because I had a tour earlier, and it's full of history, and it's great, and the place is fantastic, and it's such a nice place to just hang out.
But don't have the copies of their pictures.
She said that on me.
So thank you. Thank you. Good luck with everything that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you. I felt the cape in your back pocket. I think it's only wear this, isn't it?
This is actually,
So you feel like you've constantly got the tape on.
Exactly.
Check it out.
Up until now I had no doubt, thought I could hold on to the end. But now I'm falling, tumbling. I used to be higher than the clouds, but now all the rain's crashing down.